Hey guys, today I played the last round here at Oskemen Open in Kazakhstan, and I was playing against a strong Kazakhstani junior. He shared the first place in the under 20 Kazakhstan chess champion this year, Vladislav Maligin. He's rated around 2200, and I play with the black pieces. I have 4.5 points, so I want to win, of course, to have a good finish in the tournament. So let's see if I manage to do this. It was a very fascinating game. You will enjoy it. So first, he goes d4, and I go for the King's Indian defense. So this is the starting position of the King's Indian. And here he surprises me by going for this line. So most people here play knight f3, and this is like the standard line with e5, knight c6, or sometimes knight bd7 are the lines. But my opponent goes bishop s3, and I remember this line. I remember the idea is to push g4, sometimes h4, h5, and push on the king side, and sometimes white is even castling long and attacking on the king side, controlling lots of space. And I remembered that in my files I had various lines. For example, a5 is one of the good moves, knight a6 is another decent move, and also knight d7. And I remember that knight bd7 should be good. If g4, there is c5, and black gets a decent position. If g5, for example, you can sacrifice this pawn on h5, and it's not even hanging because the pawn on d4 is hanging. So black is creating lots of counterplay. And even though you might lose this pawn, you have the two bishops advantage, and your opponent is not in time to attack you properly. So that's what I was prepared for. But he did not go g4 here. g4 is not the best move here. He went, if he goes knight f3, this is like a transposition to the normal lines with e5. This is the normal King's Indian. But he goes queen c2. And I think here for some time, I consider my options, and I decide, you know what, probably I should go e5, which is a logical move. He goes d5, and here I stop to think, and I cannot find a good move here. I thought of a plan of going a5 and then knight c5, but I didn't like something about it, and I thought that he will push the pawns on the king side most likely, or he can go to knight f3 and go into some standard variations like this. But then I was like, what if I go c5? Because I remembered that in my files after knight f3 in this position, I have c5 ideas. For example, like let's say here white goes d5. I go c5, knight f3, and this is a decent position. Sometimes black goes here or here, pushes f5, and there are lots of interesting lines here. So that's why I decided to go c5. But when he went g4 instead of this, I started thinking, and I was like, why did I allow this? This is not a pleasant position. And unfortunately, on move 8 already I made this mistake. c5 is a mistake. That practically made me very uncomfortable. It's like the game is a one-way street because of this. Because he has the free attack. He just goes g4, and if I do nothing, he will go h4, h5, g5, and crush me on the king side. And here I started thinking, and I went king h8. I was anticipating the fact that he's going to push like this, which he did, and I wanted to go h5. So I calculated this line, which happened. So I'm opening up the g file. Potentially it could be used against me, of course, and it's a very risky decision, but I'm planning to, if possible, push f5, activate my light squared bishop like this, and I have the two bishops advantage. And yes, my king is very weak, but his king is still in the center, so I have some counterplay potentially. But my opponent starts playing brilliantly around here. He goes queen e2, attacking the pawn. I have to defend it. Now he goes bishop g5, and he's threatening just to take here and then take here. So I go bishop g4, attacking the queen, defending the pawn. He goes f3. I drop the bishop back, and now he just goes queen d2, a very, very strong move, actually top engine move. And he wants to go here, and if I take here and destroy me over here, like knight h3, rook g1, and my king will be checkmated. Also, if I don't take here, he will put the queen here, or the rook here, and the attack is too strong. Already white is close to winning, and it's move 15. Like, wow, how hard is chess, you know? You just make one mistake with c5, and then you cannot do anything. I go king h7, he develops. King h7, the idea is to prevent him from going bishop h6, obviously. So he develops the knight. I go a6. My idea is to push b5 and to create counterplay on the opposite side of the board, on the queen side. He goes knight g3, I in this pawn, I in this square. So here he's threatening to take because then the knight is pinned to the queen. So I drop the queen to a5. If he takes and takes this pawn, I'll drop back to h8. And yes, he's up a pawn, but I have two bishops. And my next move will be f5. And at least I'm fighting. So I calculated this. But he did not even take my knight here. Instead, he went rook g1, preparing an attack on the g file. I go b5, trying to either go b4 or take on c4, trying to go for some counterplay on the b file. He goes rook g2. He's just preparing to double on the g file and completely destroy me. And unfortunately, my counterplay is very slow. So I go rook a b8. Again, I want to take and try to counterattack on the queen side, but he just goes king e2, bone clouding, very bold decision because he wants to double up. The engine says that king f2 would be even stronger, like close to winning. King e2, well, the difference is very subtle. I will not go into details. Here I should have gone rook g8 and tried to defend like this, but I did not want to defend passively. I wanted to do something. And honestly, I don't think this would have changed much after this. Like, this attack is too strong. And if I go here, he can take here. And then take here. And this is threatened. And yeah, it's a very bad position for black. But this is probably what I should have gone for rook g8. Instead, I drop the knight back to g8 and I'm completely losing. Like, I was already close to losing. Now I'm completely losing. Why I did that? Because I didn't want to allow, for example, if I take here, I didn't want to allow takes, knight h5, attacking the bishop, have to drop back, and now he goes here. And the threat is rook g7 check, whatever I do. Like, for example, let's say I go rook here, preparing to double on here. Check, check, checkmate. This is the threat. So this is what I was calculating in this position. Instead of taking, I decided I need to do something else because he'll just take knight h5 and I have no good defense against the checkmating attack. So that's why I went knight g8. But knight g8 turns out to be completely losing. Rook g8 was a little bit better. So knight g8, second mistake in the game and already a fatal one. Because he takes, I drop back, he doubles on the g file. Now again, there are ideas of infiltrating over here. And he can even sacrifice this bishop with bishop e7, for example. Just clearance sacrifice, as they call it, to do the same thing. So I saw it, but I didn't know what to do, so I pushed f5. He went bishop e7. Again, the sacrifice I told you about. If I take, I lose in the same manner. Check, check, and checkmate. This would have been the ending of the game. So, of course, I cannot take. Here already I realized that I'm losing. I thought that f4 probably is the most resilient defense, but he'll be able to take on d6 and then take one of my rooks, and like he's not even in a rush. He can win in many different ways here. Also, rook g7 still is on the cards, and the queen can get rotated somehow over here. So yeah, maybe rook g6 is another idea. So I did not want to go down passively after f4. I decided, you know what, I'll go rook f7. And I thought that if he takes here, at least I can initiate some counterplay, maybe take here, open the f file, attack him on the f file. Still, it's losing, of course. But he found a very beautiful move that I missed from afar, queen g5. So he's sacrificing the bishop. It's a brilliant move according to the chess.com's engine. This move and the previous move and the next move. 3 moves in a row, he made brilliant moves. Queen g5 is the only move out of them that I missed, but it doesn't change much. It's just the flash has finished, and unfortunately I have no no defense. Queen g6 checkmate is threatened, so I have to do something about it. And I calculate that if I take the bishop with a knight, if I take the bishop with the rook, queen g6 is checkmate, so I cannot do this. And if I take with a knight, I realize that he has another brilliant sacrifice, knight f6 check. And my only move is to take, and then I'm checkmated. So this is exactly what happened. I take, he makes another brilliant move, and here I resign, because if I take with the bishop, queen h5 is checkmate, ladder mate actually. And if I take with the rook, queen h5, rook h6, queen f7 is a beautiful checkmate. Only move is this, and this is checkmate. Very beautiful finish for my opponent. Kudos to him. He found some good combinations. It's usually me who's attacking in such a manner, my opponents. But unfortunately, I could not even like show my skills in this game, because it was a one-way street. The most frustrating feeling in chess is when you cannot like show what you're capable of. You just get crushed because you play the opening badly. So an important learning experience for me. I need to brush up on my opening theory. I've been playing the King's Indian defense with some success over the past year. I've just recently started playing it, so I need to study it more, to play it more confidently, and to not lose out of the opening. This tournament is over. I finished on 4.5 out of 9 points, scored 50%, gained 5 rating points, which is not too impressive. Obviously, I wanted to score higher and fight for the prizes, but it is what it is. Next tournament starts in a week, and I will be recapping that one as well. So see you in the next one. Thank you for supporting me and watching those videos. Please drop a comment if you enjoyed this recap series, and if you want to see recaps from the next tournament. Bye bye.